Health today. I'm your host, Bev Muendel-Atherstone. I'm the chair of your Lethbridge chapter of Friends of Medicare, which is a non-profit organization that works to ensure our public health care system is there for all of us. Today, we welcome our guest, Letha Brussow. So Letha, thank you very much for joining us.
Good day, Bev.
Thank you. So Letha, have you lived very long in the Lethbridge area?
No, I just moved down from Edmonton. I had lived in Edmonton for about 42 years, and I moved down here about 4 years ago.
Wow, that's quite a change, Edmonton to Lethbridge.
A very big change.
We're the little sister city. So, did you have any trouble finding a family doctor?
I had a very difficult time when I came down here to find that family doctor. I had been going to get my prescriptions filled at the Tabor Hospital, whatever means available. I used it at the time, and somebody had told me that there was a new doctor over at the Southgate Clinic, and to give a call, and I did, and I got my name on the list. So that would have been about September of that year, and I totally forgot about it. I was just working with the system that I had in place to be able to meet those needs of prescriptions and those kind of issues, medical issues. And then one day in April, I got a call from Southgate saying, "This is your lottery win. We're going to do a meet and greet, and the doctor has chosen you to be able to come and do that."
Wow.
So I went and I did the meet and greet, and I was able to secure a family doctor. So that took under a year for me to do that. Pure luck and pure chance from what I have heard from other people in my experience of being able to secure a family physician for myself.
Was that 2023 then?
That would have been around 23, yeah.
So you moved here during COVID or just after COVID?
Just after COVID had started. And so I came down when it was the 2 vaccinations to go to movies and theaters. And so I participated in that part and had a difficulty with securing employment because of the pandemic and those kind. So I had other issues, but I did very well with getting settled in and felt much better once I had a family physician that I could rely on.
Wonderful. So can you tell me when you first noticed that you were having trouble with your health prior to being diagnosed with diabetes?
Because my family, has a history of diabetes in it, my doctors had started testing me once a year, did the full screening for the diabetes test, the fasting, and I was doing that. Then it came when my appointment came up for my new doctor here in Lethbridge. He said, and this would have been a year ago because I actually started my program June 1st of last year. And he goes, last May, your sugar level is at this level, and you need to start reducing your sugar and bring it down. And I go, okay, not really understanding what quite that meant in just reducing down sugar. Is it my teaspoon in my coffee? Is it the chocolate? Like, exactly what does that look like, reducing it down? Being told to do it, but not being given the ways of doing it. So I told him in the next visit that I was trying, but I didn't get it, and didn't know what I was going to do. And he turned to me and goes, "I know what you're going to do. We have a program through Primary Health which deals with insulin resistance and diabetes too, for a reversal program based on lifestyle changes and not medication, not a prescription. Would you be interested in that?" And sure, I I thought, well, maybe I can learn something from this. So my doctor hooked me up. It's all on the internet. And they got me signed into the Lifestyle RX program.
So he diagnosed you with diabetes type 2 and said, and then
More insulin resistant. When you're looking at your A1C levels, your body has indicators to say you're going down a bad path. And so that's insulin resistant. That has to do with your fatty liver cell count and those kind of things. So the extended belly, your body is storing glucose and you're not burning it off anymore. So you become insulin resistant because your pancreas is saying, you are overworking me. But the liver says, hey, I've got a great plan. I can store what you're not going to break down as fatty liver cells. And so I can store them all over your body.
Oh, great.
So this is what kind of in a nutshell happens to our body. And we become insulin resistant. So our pancreas is not working efficiently anymore and relying on other organs to pick up the pace, to digest the food, get it through your system. But at the same time, what is happening to that food? It's getting stored. Is it the right kind of food? Are you eating the right things? That tells the liver, you don't have to do that so much. I am eating better, I'm exercising, I'm getting my sleep, I'm doing those things that is going to relieve the liver and let my liver do the job of a liver.
So you described it very well, very clearly about how the liver ends up giving the other organs some of its job and the pancreas so that your body can continue functioning. Does that put a lot of stress on your body and the other organs when you're into that situation?
As you're hearing more and more in the media, they're talking more and more about the damage of sugar and over-processing our food. And the additives, preservatives that are in everything we're eating based on what our food industry is saying is healthy for us. So we're putting a lot of trust in people that are making money off of feeding us. So what you need to do is stop and start reading those labels. Make a plan for yourself. Get educated. I think that was the key for me to start managing my insulin resistance so I didn't go into full-fledged diabetes 2, where I am on all kinds of medication to keep my body functioning. And you're hearing now that these drugs that are helping also have an impact on your heart, on your kidney, on your digestive system. We're hearing so many digestive problems these days. Gut issues have really come to the forefront. And people that we may have had upset stomachs in the past and we just chalked it up, but we're doing damage to our body, and that is our body telling us to stop and listen to it and start doing things much better.
So when you had the test and the doctor said, no, things are getting just a little bit worse. You're not quite at diabetes 2, but you're at insulin resistance, but this is a step up from where you were before. That's when you and he had these discussions and you realized, I've got to do something because I can't just be managing my sugar. I need to know how to manage my sugar and my whole lifestyle.
Absolutely. And to be really honest, Bev, until I did this program, I never read a label. I wouldn't know what the content of sugar is in anything. They have, in the beginning of this program, you do a 12-week program to learn about insulin resistance, how your body works, and how you can improve it based on your lifestyle choices, such as what you put into your body, how you're exercising, your sleep, what kind of different types of food that you need to give that balance overall for your stomach, for your digestive system. So, yeah, you can do it through medication, or you can really reverse it through lifestyle changes, so it is going to be long lasting.
Well, you've talked about this, and a lot of people say make good food choices, but that's sort of a general statement. Maybe you could talk me through what are good food choices that you learned through this program.
So one thing I did bring with me today is 10 things that you need to ditch from the kitchen.
Okay.
To start off for better health: junk food. Foods that have added sugar. Look at your labels. See what that sugar content is. White carbs. That's your white rice, your potatoes, your white flour.
And I heard you had trouble with getting rid of white potatoes.
Yes, I did. And so I've learned to eat potatoes sparingly and on their own without a lot of
Butter, sour cream.
Absolutely, yeah. I still love those potatoes, so I was willing to give up all the frilly parts of the potato to enjoy the essence of it. Fruit juices. So I've had to give up fruit juice drinking. Processed vegetable oils. The world is kind of caught up to that a little bit generally, that there are more people using olive oil to cook with.
Yes.
Rather than canola oil, vegetable oils. So the world is catching up on that. Snack foods. Pre-prepared. Now, being a working mom, and a single working mom, I'll tell you, sometimes that prepared lasagna is going to fit the bill. And you're still, if you have a family, you might still have those indulgence for or last minute quick meals. But learn how to minimize it. Don't depend on it.
So what are some other foods that we should or shouldn't eat?
Well, and the convenient foods, the fast ones, from 7-Eleven, even though they're really, really tasty, it's because they have a really, really high level of fat and sugar in it. All the stuff that our appetite really likes. Artificial colors, sweeteners, and flavors. I don't do the twin or those substitutes, artificial substitutes for sugar. I use the natural ones like honey, maple syrup, those kind of things, those kind of sweeteners, natural sweeteners, rather than relying on essentially putting chemicals into your body.
So what were some other things that we could learn aside from the food?
Well,
because you said it's 12 weeks, there's a topic each week.
There's a topic each week. And what I did is that I kind of wrote down a couple of them.
Okay.
Just to give you an idea of what's involved and how they slowly take you through the process and get you thinking and behaving differently about how you live your life. Week 1 is getting started. So you're going to go in, you're going to have a requisition to go and get a full panel of testing done. So that information goes back to the program doctor, because yes, there's a doctor involved. This is a very it includes everything.
So it's individualized for you after your panel of blood work and so on.
Yes. So you'll meet with that doctor after he gets those results back, and you'll do it on a Zoom meeting. And he will do an assessment of where your health is sitting at and things that you might need to do, vitamins, supplements, not a whole lot into that, but will help you determine your direction and how you're going to do your 12-week program.
Nice.
Week 2, you're going to cut the crap, and we just talked about the things,
Yes.
over-processed food,
Right.
all the stuff that's really yummy. Take it out of your diet.
No cookies, no crackers.
But the industry is starting to catch up.
Yes.
You're seeing it on retinol on TV. Too much sugar has an effect on our skin. It breaks it down.
Yes.
So it is catching up, but it is very expensive.
Yeah, sugar causes wrinkles.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the third week, you're going to learn metabolic switch, and you're going to learn how to lose fat. And there's a difference of your glucose and your fat. You have to burn your fat, so it slows your body down, is what it does when you're burning more fat. And that's where you don't get the paunch around your middle if you're burning it down. So you have to make that switch in your body. So that week, every week there's a subject. You have a little bit of homework. You watch a video, you answer some questions, and then they have a weekly Zoom meet for everybody that is participating in the program, I think right across Alberta. So it's all over the place. And so you have people coming into these meetings with different ideas, different experiences in reversing their insulin resistance or their diabetes.
So do you talk to each other on
Yes.
the Zoom meet?
You can. There is a facilitator there.
Oh.
And you get to you have questions. You've got some of your own experience you want to share on the subject of the week.
Oh, interesting.
So they keep it there. You can participate or not.
And then the next week?
And then week 4, you start your engines. And what you're doing is it teaches you when it comes to exercise and consistency. I think this is when they start getting you at 150 minutes of exercise a week, because you have to.
So they gradually build you up.
They do gradually. It is just step by step. It's like throwing the frog in the lukewarm water and turning on the heat slowly. You don't even realize how much you're learning, because every week there's a subject, you put that one under your belt. Then you go on to the next step.
Nice.
You put that one under your belt.
Because you told me you eventually worked up to 300 minutes of exercises a week.
Now I was a lady who told my doctor, in the very beginning, that he goes, "What do you do for exercise?" And I go, "I walk my dog 10 minutes a day." He goes, "Not good enough."
10 minutes a day.
I was rocking on the exercise because I've never really been great about exercise. Insecure, going into classes of yoga, and you see everybody doing it really good, and you go, "I'm not that good at it." So you get intimidated by those
Yes.
things in life, and you
Yes.
put them to the side. But when you do that, you're not taking care of yourself.
Right.
So you need to find something that moves you.
And you said you found Aquasize and you found that you can walk. So then what's the next week?
The week 5 is you're going to learn about your carbs. You're going to learn what your good carbs are, your kind of in portion carbs. Those are your yellow carbs. So the good ones are green. The ones that you need to really be careful about and portion out are your yellow. And then you go to your red, which is the potato, and it is the white flour.
And I see you holding up a stop sign.
That's right.
Get away from the whites. The whites are the bads.
It really, so you're learning what those carbs and how they work with your body. And so you do that. Week 6 is you start talking about fiber. And
yes.
importance that it plays in carrying your food slows down absorption. It does amazing things by having a proper amount of fiber in your diet.
And keeps your gut healthy because it has
Yes.
to expand and contract. And yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So week 7.
So week 7 is you are going to build with protein. And protein you start understanding protein a little bit better.
Replacing those amino acids in your body.
Absolutely, that's exactly what it is. Getting enough protein breaks down your muscles for amino acids.
Yep.
So it is there.
It repairs your body.
It really does. And you start knowing how these different things interact and the role that they play in how you sleep, how you get your enjoyment in life.
Nice. And then the next week?
And then the next week is week 8. It is stress and recovery. And they talk about how much stress plays into our lives and how it just runs the internal body down and ragged. Stress isn't always just, I have a bad relationship. It's also, I've got to get to work. I've got the flu. The kids are sick. So there's all different types of
There's
stress.
so much stress.
There
Yeah.
really is. In everyday life, more than enough. And it teaches you that you need to make sure that you're getting adequate sleep, that you're getting the adequate exercise, that you're eating properly, that you're helping your body to recover from stress.
And week 9?
And week 9. Sorry.
It's blank.
Ooh. Week 9 is your metabolic reset. So this is where sleep really comes into play in helping you to understand that when you rest and you sleep, it gives your body a chance to do what it's supposed to slow it down, to give you the rejuvenated feeling to be able to carry on into the next day. Then what you do is your food, it all works hand in hand together.
Did they talk about meditation at all?
They didn't. I think that comes along with, if that's what your exercise is, meditation. I don't know enough about it, but they didn't get into it a whole lot in that.
And then week 10?
And week 10 was the power of habit.
Yes, very important. We love our habits.
Absolutely. Week 11, this is where I was a little angry at the program. Remember back in week 2 or 3, we started with 150 minutes. And
Yes.
that was what our goal was,
Right.
to work into that.
Exercise.
Well, I tuned into week 11, and it's, you've done really well so far. We want you now to add another 150 minutes of resistant training into your schedule. And I was really upset by that. It's like they're just asking me way too much of me. And I was very angry, but my whole thought process during all these weeks was, do that week that you're in and watch that video, answer those questions, tune into the Zoom meeting, go on there for different news articles that
Right.
it is chock full of information. So I went, okay, I'm going to try doing
And so what do you do now
300.
for your 300?
So this is how I devised my 300 minutes. I live near where I go to Aquafit. It takes me 20 minutes to walk there, 20 minutes to walk home. There's 40 minutes of intentional exercise, and then 60 minutes of my class. So there's 100 minutes. I go to Aquafit 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and my exercise is taken care of.
There we go. And what was the last week?
The last week is staying on the path.
And that's where you are now.
That's where I am.
And you're faltering.
I had a little bit of a setback when I was finished my program after 3 months, and you get really close to the goals that your doctor in this program that you've discussed with him on weight loss and things like that. You go, oh yeah, I can sit on my laurels. Well, it gets a little bumpy when you sit on your laurels too long. Wonderful thing about this program, I can go back to it. I can go in if I'm not feeling that my gut health is that good, I can go back into the week. That week that it pertains to probiotics in your stomach and relearn, because we don't always catch everything on the first round.
So you can just sign up again and then go right into that round?
I don't have to, I just go right back into that program because now I'm a lifetime member. My profile's there.
And it's all online?
It's all online.
And you love it because?
I can do it at home, in the privacy of my privacy.
In the privacy of your home, you can do it.
Absolutely.
Anytime you want, and you can get the feedback. What does your doctor say?
My doctor's very happy. When I went to see him not too long ago, it was 10 months after I had started that program. And we were going over my results from the end of the program. And he goes, your A1C is still 6.7. And I was so discouraged. I go, I made all these changes. I did that program. I go to Aquafit 3 times a week. And he goes, Letha, because this is a full overview of everything.
Right.
He goes, your fatty liver cells have gone down in half. Your cholesterols are both down. So because they do such an extensive level of testing on you, there's more things that they look at than what we normally get a blood test.
Right.
You know, you need to reduce your sugar. It's not quite that easy. So he said, your body is showing that you've made those lifestyle changes.
Lovely.
So.
And now you're going to go back and do a little bit of an upgrade for yourself?
Absolutely. I'm just going to keep working the program.
Well, thank you very much for sharing with us this interesting program that really helps people not to get into diabetes 2 and helps you manage your sugar. And even if you're in a diabetes 2, it would be very helpful as well.
Absolutely. You should always be eating better.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me on, Bev.
Thank you.